Hello guys, Freakin cooking here. I am here to excite your taste buds and then send them home in an Uber. This video has been sponsored by Rick Sampson. I am here to make you a delicious breakfast pizza. So I hope you're ready. I did want to tell you guys about the Lusquimy. No one should have ever given me this amount of power. Now we have camera 1 or camera A, doesn't matter, call it Dave if you want to. And you'll see over here, camera B, where my pots and my singular pot and little tiny cup are. Now to start off making a delicious breakfast pizza, you're going to need a healthy portion of gluten. So what you want to do is take your gluten and measure out about 2 cups. That just scared the bejesus out of me. It's a tiny spoon. Measuring cup, not that much. We're running with it. Okay, perfect. So what you want to do is you want to take your approximately 2 cups of gluten and you want to put it right into your bowl. See, camera B here. Now, if you want to take a look on this camera, you can tell that that is high quality gluten. So once you have your 2 cups of gluten, you want to go ahead and actually hydrate your yeast. Now you're going to need 2 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. So I'm going to take my teaspoon here, and you're just gonna see that I'm gonna add this directly into my H2O. So that's 1, 2 1/4. So I'm just gonna, it's a little more than 1/4, doesn't matter. All right, and we're gonna stir it up. And you'll see here, I'm just giving it a little stir, stir, stir. Now, I'm sure everyone has their own opinions on this subject, but I never stir mine to perfection. It always turns out just fine. I guess it depends on how delicate the thing that you're baking is. So that's gonna be fine. As long as it's hydrated. That's pretty important. We're also going to need 1 1/2 teaspoon of sugar for making this an adventure. So that's 1 teaspoon. Look at it. Yep, look at that. That's very nice. And 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. Yeah, that's like a 1/2 teaspoon. Bloop. You just want to bloop it right into there. Now that we've done our teaspoon, what you're going to need is about 3/4 of a teaspoon of the white devil here. Salt. Oh no. Probably fine. It's not a whole teaspoon. We're just gonna dump it right in there. I wish I had some cooking music. I'm probably gonna edit that in here. That would be nice. Yep. All right, so now we need a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. Now, if your garlic has one of these little holy dudes on it, I just take it off every time, you know. And then I'm just gonna do 1 teaspoon. Garlic's good for you, you know. You won't have to worry about vampires as much. And always make sure to put the little holy dude back on the container. What you're going to want to do is give your dry ingredients a little stir. It's just a little bit easier to combine them when they are dry. And I do this with anything that turns into a dough or a doughy mess. I do this with fried chicken. I do this with my fish fry recipe, which is world renowned. Now that all of your dry ingredients have been combined, what you're going to want to do is just add your cup of yeast in here. There we go. That's perfect. That was a beautiful yeast pour. All right, you're also going to want some olive oil. This is good stuff. Everyone likes it. We're going to do 2 tablespoons. And we're making a mess. It doesn't matter. You know what matters? Having fun. And pretty soon, this is going to be a delectable dish. Rick Sampson. Oh, making a big mess on my table. Can't stand that guy. Pizza dough. I like to use a wooden spoon. I don't really have a good reason. I just like to grab one. One like this is arguably a little bit worse because it's got its little slots in it and the dough's gonna get stuck in there. But that's okay. So what you want to do is just give it a little. No, you don't. You actually want to put water in there. 3/4 of a cup into your mixture. And I like to do a little less than 3/4 cup of water because we hydrated the yeast and there's some water in there. And you just want to give that a little mixeroo until it's a doughy mess. And you'll know when it is. When you have less dry, more wet. And guys, this recipe is a little bit of work, but it's not only delicious, it's also economic. So if you're trying to save $1 and take in a healthy portion of gluten, this might be the best way. Now you'll see here, it's pretty much all dried up, you know. You'll see it's just kind of like a congealed mess. That's probably not the right word. I don't care. And now it's stuck to me. The most important step, so I hope you guys are ready for that. What we want to do is actually take this out of the pot and then we want to knead it. It needs to feel like you knead it for approximately 5 minutes. So you'll see we have our doughy mess on camera B. And what I like to do, because this concoction is very sticky right now, I just take a little olive oil and I just rub my hands in it. And I just go ahead and you want to knead the dough. And you want to do this for approximately 5 minutes or so. And it doesn't have to be exactly 5 minutes. It's not a science. It's an art. And if it gets sticky on you, again, just take more olive oil. And you just want to give it a good loving here. Honestly, that wasn't even close to 5 minutes. Once you have your dough, you want to let this rest for 30 minutes. Stay tuned. But once your 30 minutes have passed, what you will want to do is go ahead and oil up a pizza pan. Now, I got this from it's actually a cake pan, one of those springboards that you can make 3. One day I said, you know what? I need to make 3 cakes at once. I really didn't. What you want to do is go ahead and just take out a good amount of pizza dough. And I like to just kind of scoochy it along so it's a little greasy, you know. And you can just stretch this out on your pizza dough pan. It's very easy to do. I like to just stretch it out and then stretch it the other way. And the holes, I don't even worry about. And you're gonna want to take your pizza and get a modest amount of dough. I don't like using like a ton of dough, but like that's plenty. And you just want to scooch it around, scooch it everywhere. Scoochy, scoochy, scoochy. Bam. Just like that, you have a sauce. You'll then want to take your eggs and just spread them around. It doesn't have to be perfect. An ungodly amount of cheese. That's what sets my pizza apart from the rest. And then I like to just take a little bit of pepper. And then I'll just take some parsley. So what you're going to want to do is take your pizza and just bake it in the oven. You can see it's a wonderful pizza. And you just want to bake this in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes on 425. And you'll see our end result is a beautiful pizza pie that you and your family can share. Ow, this is burning my hands.